What's up, everybody? Silas back again today. I'm headed out to the yard. Got a busy day. I was supposed to be working at the main yard today, but they had a delay with getting my loader delivered back from the Studebaker cleanup, so it looks like I'm just going to have to go back out to my other place. I don't want to take everything out there, but it is what it is. Hopefully by tomorrow I can be back at the main yard. It's another chilly one out there today. It's like 58 degrees now, but it's almost 9:30 when I started this. This morning it was under 50 degrees. It was 49 degrees. And I guess that's fitting because it is the first day of fall. So it looks like fall came in with some beautiful fall weather. Who would have thought? It's been a pretty busy morning out here. We've been buying quite a few cars. I've had a lot busier mornings in the past, but I mean, for being out of town for a whole lot lately and people aren't used to me being around, it's been quite busy. Some of these cars even run. Actually, several of them. I think three of the cars I bought today actually run and drive still, but just nobody wanted them. They're worth more for scrap than they are for somebody to drive, and they might be worth a little bit more for somebody to fix up and drive, because they all need just little things, little headlights and stuff like that. But I mean, they might be a $500 car to somebody, but you got to deal with people coming over and looking at it and offering you $50, and to the average person, their time is worth more than the extra $200 above scrap. So they just sell it for $300 for scrap and go on with life. It's like this Suburban right here. Guy wanted $800 for that, and it was in way better condition than that. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it still ran and drove, and all the windows were in it, and it was in way better condition than it is now, and nobody wanted to give $800 for it, so he took it and put it in a tough truck competition and had some fun with it. It actually still runs and drives. You can get in it right now, put a battery in it, it'll fire right up, drive it around. But it brought over $500 for scrap, and that's now with prices being down. So you can't blame people for scrapping stuff. Everybody gets mad when people scrap nice stuff, but that's why it gets scrapped, because nobody wants to pay for it when it's not scrapped. And then after you crush it, everybody wants it. It's the name of the game, though, I guess. I'm still buying quite a few cats. They're not worth nearly what they were. They've dropped almost in half from what they were a few months ago. But still lots of people bringing them in, selling them to me. This guy scraps out a lot of cars. He's from out of town, though, so he doesn't bring me his cars. It would be too far for him to haul them for it to be worth it. But he does bring me all his cats. Then he brought me some old bicycles as well. You gotta check these things out. These things are really cool. This one here is an old Ward's Hawthorne. I like that front setup on the forks there. That's probably to put a big old headlight on. It's got a nice seat on it. There's a lot of good potential in this bike right here. And then the next one is a Sears Space Liner. This is the deluxe model here. You can notice how it's all chrome. It's got the Springer fork on it. It would have had a tank on it. You can see where the little clip where the tank used to be, but these all have an all plastic tank on them, and so I'm sure that fell apart a long time ago. Someone's changed the pedals out at some point in time and then added this basket. It does have the original deluxe rack though, and these have a taillight that goes right here. The problem with those is the taillight actually sticks up above the rack. This is one of my favorite bicycles here. I have several of the women's version and several of the men's version. I say several, and by several I mean about 40. I have all different styles of Space Liner, Flight Liner, Cosmic Flyer, all of them. And I have two taillights. One of them is actually NOS, and I think I gave like $130 for just the taillight, just so I'd have one for one of my bikes. But I've got two of these that are really nice, have all the original chrome and paint and everything in good condition. And those are my main ones, but then I keep all the ones I find, because you just never know when I'll have an idea to do something with another one. Maybe I'll sell them someday, but I don't really have a reason to. And then this next bike is one I've never had before. I think it's just a Raleigh or I forget the other one was, Triumph. I think it's just a Triumph frame, but it has Churchill Deluxe on it down here. English bike, little 3-speed, has the generator for the lights on it. Set this back over against it. But check out the head badge on this thing. Churchill Deluxe, made in England with that lion. I would sell this bicycle if somebody really wanted it, but man, it's super tempting just to take that head badge off of there and put that in my personal collection. Same thing with that chain guard, just because they're really neat, and then either sell the rest of the bike cheap or part it out or whatever. But there's some cool bikes. I think I gave $200 for all three of them. And so that's not a bad deal. I think I can get most of my money back out of this Ward's. And like I say, I'll keep the Sears. And the Churchill, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, whether I'm going to part it out or sell it. Around here, people don't really buy bicycles. I'm one of the few guys that actually buys them. But I'll figure out something for him. Sometime, either later this week or next week, we gotta go through all that yard art from the Studebaker cleanup. There's all this right here, 2 truck beds full, and that you see right there. And then in between the 2 trailers is just solid stuff, front to back. Lots of cool stuff in there. All headed down to the Texas show, the antique show down in Warrenton, Texas. I think it's in 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks. It's coming up pretty soon, maybe 4 weeks, something like that. My dad's dumping a bunch of cars in here. I just processed this one here, ripped the catalytic converter off of it. We got this Ford truck, and there's a few other cars over there. Then I got this little Hyundai. It's got 2 converters on the manifolds, so I got to rip the engine out of it here in a minute. And I think some of these converters are already gone. Other ones I still have to pull them off yet. Another one bites the dust. It's kind of an interesting car here. It had some motorcycle parts laying inside it. Don't know if they're worth anything. I'm assuming they're off whatever this bike is. Probably not worth anything. I'll probably just throw them back in the junk later. But for now I pulled them out until I have time to look at them. But I believe I have 2 more people over here already waiting to be unloaded. Yep, my dad's leaving now. So it's been a busy day. Bought quite a few cars today. Got a pretty nice one in there. I forget what year it is. Little Mazda. I think it's a 2012 or something like that. So it's getting pretty old now. Just a crusher. Broke a camshaft is what was wrong with that. They told them $3,000 to fix it at the mechanic. And they said no way. So they just sold it to us for scrap. Then we got an old Subaru station wagon in. It's a bad day for Japanese station wagons. And then I got some other cars in, but I already took them out back. So it's been a super busy day. One more busy day like this, and this area will be packed full. I've been stacking them 3 high and it's still filling up pretty fast. And another one with a converter on the front of the engine. I broke a couple of the motor mounts of the loader while it was on its side, so that'll make it a little bit easier to rip out with that. Got it cleaned up pretty good again. It was starting to come out here in the driveway, so I knocked it back a little bit. Tomorrow I'll be back working at the main yard where the crusher's at, where our other crusher's at. We've got two. There's the one you saw me using there at the Studebaker cleanup. That's the one my dad usually uses. Then we have one more, and that's the one you usually see me use. I'd like to eventually get this pile knocked down, but I'm just not going to have time for that. I got a hold of some people out north of town that have a small cleanup, so we're going to get started on that soon. Hopefully next week, and then we got to get a load of antiques ready for the antique show next week. So I've got a crazy busy week next week and the rest of this week. But I've got a few minutes to kill. I'm waiting on a guy to get here. He should be here any minute. In fact, that might be him now. Nope, false alarm. I thought he was going to be here. He said he had one more car he wanted to haul in, so I'm waiting on him to get here. So in the meantime, I'm going to dig through this car. I don't know if there's anything in it or not. I haven't opened it up yet. Back hatch is locked. I've never looked in this car. Not sure if there's anything good or not. Doesn't really look like it. Looks pretty rough in here. I don't know how many miles are on this, but looks like it has pretty high miles. Nope. Either the battery's dead or there's nothing in it. Anything in here? Nothing. Yeah, they definitely cleaned this car out. Nothing good. Looks like an extra fuse, but I don't have anything that uses that type of fuse. Well, I take that back. My Jeep does, but that's a common size. Anything back here? Nope. Anything in these pockets? Not in that one. I'll check the driver's seat. That door's locked too. There we go. Some bottled water. Nope, nothing in there. Let's see if there's anything underneath these seats. Nothing there. Go over here and check this side. It's kind of handy having this camera. I can just point the camera under there and look at the screen, see if there's anything there. I don't have to actually lay on my head. I'll check under the front seats, see if there's anything there. I don't see anything at all in the back of it. Just touched my hand to this car and it's sitting out in the sun. Burnt my hand good. Oops. But I don't think there's anything in this car. Here's a windshield scraper. Nothing good there. Anything under here? Nope. And sometimes you got to check down here between the seat and the center console. I know I drop stuff down there in my vehicles all the time, and half the time I forget to fish it out. Let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, yep, there is. Hey, make sure there's nothing bad in there. I don't want to stick my fingers on. But what do we got here? Hey, $5. Don't tell my dad I found that, or he's going to want it. Because he's the one that bought the car. He's going to say, hey, that's my $5. I paid for that. That's my tip. That's my lunch money. Cool. Let's see if there's anything else in there. Oops. Looks like a receipt and a pen. I've got plenty of pens. Don't see anything else here. See if there's anything on this side. I don't see anything down there. Let's check this side over here. Nope. Nothing in there. Just more napkins. Well, hey. That ain't bad. $5 is $5. It's more than I usually find in these cars. I mean, sometimes I find $5, but it's all in nasty change. Listen here, I didn't even have to get anything nasty on my hands, and I still made $5. Can't beat that. It's a lot nicer back here in the shade. There's a huge difference today between the shade and out in the sun. It's hard to believe it was almost exactly a year ago. Actually, it was a year ago now that we first came out here and looked, and there's about 75 cars back here through these trees that we were buying. And then I wound up buying the whole place last October. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the 1-year anniversary. I might have a party or something out here. Probably won't, but I'll think about it at least. I'm still waiting on them to get here, but I figure while I'm waiting, I need to count how many cans I have. I gotta start making my jack-o'-lanterns. Halloween's coming up, and I'm gonna send them down to Texas. I already have 30 of them sold. But I believe I mentioned this before, I'd like to have at least 50 to send down there. So I need to count and see how many cans I have here. I have a bunch at the other yard, so I need to get to cutting soon, probably this weekend even. Looks like I have about 20 of them here. Some of these, like these here, those usually fetch a premium price, so I don't really want to include those in the straight through price. But these other ones, I can cut these cans up and send them on down there. There he is. I'll get that unloaded and then I can head out for the day. And with that, we are done for the day. Before I go though, kind of good news. That car right there found a new home. It's headed clear to Australia. I believe it's from Victoria, Australia. So that's exciting. I'm glad to see it going to a good home where it'll be appreciated. That's a really sharp car. If I didn't have so many projects and cars already, I'd save it for myself. But I'm gonna head out. I've got a super busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna get home. Got some stuff going on tonight, and then I'm gonna try to get some rest and get up and get at it nice and early tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the nice weather this week. That'll make things a whole lot easier on me than that heat has been. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, and remember to get out there and find an adventure. We'll see you next time.